Welcome to our day 3 class on data analysis, a digital training program organized by the Cybersafe Foundation. And I'm your facilitator. My name is Engineer Faith Ibu. So today we'll be looking at PostgreSQL. Now, what is PostgreSQL? This is also known as Postgres. It is a free and open source relational database management system emphasizing extensibility and SQL compliance. Please note that SQL here means structured query language. It was originally named Postgres and was developed at the University of California, Berkeley. So we'll be using this type of relational database management system during this course because it is free, it is simple to use, and easy to install. So for you to be a part of this training, I had mentioned earlier that you must have access to a computer or a laptop. So we have the steps for installation of the PostgreSQL for Windows here listed. So for you to, this material will be given to you, and I'll also give you a video tutorial, like a guide that can help you through the installation process. So for you to install the PostgreSQL in your system, in your Windows device, so these are the steps to use. You download the PostgreSQL installer for Windows by going to this page. Go to this page of PostgreSQL installers on the enterprise database. Then you click on the download link as shown below. So you have something like this pop up on your screen, and you can click on one that suits your system. This is for Mac operating system. This is for Windows 64-bit. This is Windows 32-bit. So whichever one, you have different versions. There's 12.3, there's 11.8, there's 10.13, there's 9.2, and the other newer versions to it. So you click on the one that best suits your device, and you follow the step listed here to install. I will advise you do this installation in the night where you have time, because it might take some bit of time. So like I said, you'll be given this material, you go through it, double click on the installer file, choose the options you like, click the next button, specify installation folder, select software components to install from what you have there. Then the PostgreSQL server to install the PostgreSQL database server. Select that. Then the admin for to install the PostgreSQL database, graphical user interface, management tool. So you select that. This is for Windows, like I said. You have your command line tools to install command line tools such as the PSQL, PGREST, etc. So you have all of this. Remember, I said this is for Windows. So you select the database directory to store the data. This is for the sample data that we are going to be working with. Remember, I'm going to be giving you access to get a sample database that we'll be using for this training. So you select the database directory to store the sample data, or accept the default folder and click the next button to go to the next step. Then you enter the password for the database super user Postgres. So remember, we talked about how to set up a password. So you set up a password that you can easily remember, and possible get a password manager like advised in an earlier class, where you can store your password so that you don't get to forget it, or you don't get to store it in your memory. You can always go and make reference to your password. So after entering the password, you need to retype it to confirm and click the next button. So you enter a port number with the PostgreSQL database server will listen. So 5432 is the default port for the PostgreSQL. So you can use that. Choose the default location used by the PostgreSQL database you leave it as default local. PostgreSQL will use the operating system local, and that is ideal. So this is the steps you need to follow up. The setup wizard will show the summary information at the end of all your selections. You have the summary information of everything you would have selected being shown on the setup wizard, so that you know whether you need to unselect anything, or if there's anything missing, you can always go back and correct on that before you progress to finishing the PostgreSQL installation. So that's for Windows. Now, these are 3 steps. There are 3 steps to complete the PostgreSQL installation. Verify the installation. 1, search for info from your application list. When it opens, it will ask for password. It should open up and be ready for use now. So that is how you know that your installation is complete. I'm going to be opening mine shortly, so that I've already done the installation prior to now. So but I'll be opening it so that you see what the Digichampion for looks like, application looks like. So that's for Windows. For Mac operating system, we follow this step as listed here, one by one, to complete your installation. It's simple and it's straightforward and similar to the method I do. This is program for the Mac operating system. The same steps. So you have all of these. Download the sample database you're going to use. So after that, after installing, you have to now load the database. For this training, we are going to be using the DVD rental database. So we are going to be using it as our sample database for this training. So you have access to it through this material. So when you launch the PGadmin from Launchpad, enter the password for the Postgres user. Remember the password you set up above. You enter it. So you right click on the PostgreSQL version, whichever version that you have downloaded, and then you select create database to open a dialog for creating a new database. I'm going to be showing you how to do that during the video tutorial that I'm going to be giving to you. Will also show you how to go about that. So afterwards, you enter the video enter as the name of the database, Postgres as the owner, and click the save button to save the video enter database. Then you go ahead and download the sample database from here. This is where you're going to be downloading the sample database from. You know how to download this. You click and hold on your controller and hold it down. This cursor will change to the finger type of cursor, so that you can now take it to where you can download from sample data to the website from where you can download the sample data. If you remember, the sample database is DVD rental. So you right click the DVD rental database and select the restore. Now, this right clicking, you're doing it on your PGadmin for application that is open, through which you are accessing the PostgreSQL. So I'm going to be showing you that as well. So you get an error message. Please configure the PostgreSQL binary path in the preferences dialog box. I'm going to be showing you and the video to do that. So you can follow the steps highlighted here to correct it. So see on that loading database, select the directory as the format, the directory that contains sample database as the file name and Postgres as the role name, and click the restore button. So the sample database you would have downloaded and stored somewhere. You have to now load it into your Postgres application, because you want to use your Postgres SQL application to carry out analysis on the database. So the only way you can do that is if the database is successfully uploaded to your PostgreSQL application. So this is how you can do that. You restore it. It will take a few seconds to restore the sample database. Once the restoration completes, means that you have successfully created the sample database and restored it from the downloaded file. So your database is now loaded and ready to use. We have a class work here And this last work is expected to be complete on or before midnight of Sunday. Install PostgreSQL and load the database star file. This is very important for you to progress further on this training, because if you don't successfully install this, you will have difficulty following up. I would like to encourage us to be interacting on the platform. If you have questions, you ask so that somebody that knows better can attend to it. And I'd rather we all brainstorm on the platform than individually. So for instance, instead of sending your questions or queries to me, you can drop it on the platform so that we, on the platform designated for this training, so that we can brainstorm on it together and try to sort out whatever issues you might be having. So that's the end. But that brings us to the end of the class, but I'm not ending immediately. I would like to quickly launch my PG admin form through the PostgreSQL app so that you see what you should be expecting when you successfully download your application, your PostgreSQL application. This is my PG admin form. We'll just have to wait a while, give it some time to download. Okay. Remember, I told us that you have to set up a password, and when you open it, you have to type your password to connect to the server. So I'm going to be typing my password here. Please remember, very, very important, set up a password that you will not forget. Set up a password that you will not forget. This. Connected database, connected DVD rental. So you can see I already have my database DVD rental stored there, downloaded and restored. So it's connected. So this is how your PG admin for user interface looks like. So remember I talked about creating a database. So let's say I want to create a sample database, for instance, and then I'll give it a name. So you click on my version of PostgreSQL that I'm using is PostgreSQL 14, but it's not compulsory that you must use it. There are other lesser versions that can work well with your device. So try to look for one that is compatible with your device. So, but for mine, I will advise us to go for lower versions. Personally, I will advise us because these higher versions, there might be something that might not work so well, especially if your system is not that high grade. So back to the lesson. So once you create a sample database, you come here and right click, you can see create database. Click on that. Then you type your name. What's the name? Let's say sample database. So and I click on save. Save it. This is it, sample database. So I don't have any file to this name yet, so I'm just showing us. So like if you are to create your DVD rental, you simply type DVD rental, it saves it before you now go back and try to download and then restore it back here. So I don't need this, so I can as well delete it. Yes. So this is my DVD rental. So inside this DVD rental, there are tables that we'll be working with. This is my DVD rental. DVD rental restore. So there are tables that we are going to be querying. So these are the tables that we'll be using in our various queries for this training. So this is what I expect you to have at the end of your installation process. So I'll allow you to do that, and then we can now begin the business of the day. I hope this has been useful to us. I hope you have learned something. Feel free to drop your query on the platform where you are stuck so that we can brainstorm on it together. It's an easy ride. It's logical, but it's easy. So, and then of course with determination, there's just nothing, absolutely nothing you cannot do. So where you hit inconvenience like a snack, don't be discouraged. Don't give up. Just keep pushing. Just keep trying over and over and over again. And ask questions. Ask from your peers that are currently in the program with you, and you might just get the solution that you need to get yourself out of that. So thank you for staying with me to the end of this class. It was a pleasure doing this lesson with us. I hope to see us in the next class.